Hello again there, YouTubers. Bud Light here, bringing light to the darkness of these financial times with side hustles, business ideas, and entrepreneurship. So you probably see me standing here with a piece of wire. Now this is 12 gauge, typical standard electric wire that they use in homes, building new homes or refurbishing new homes. One of the things a lot of people have asked is, I talk a lot about on side hustles to do in the construction trades or farming and ranching or rural areas. Well, folks, that's what I know. That's my background and where I come from. But this side hustle today is, again, a very low-cost side hustle. And whenever you go to construction sites, if you saw my other ones about going to construction sites and maybe greasing up machinery and along those lines, there's another side hustle you can do if you don't want to get your hands all greasy. Is whenever they're building new homes or refurbishing homes, the electricians are there and they always have a lot of scrap wire. Now those electricians will keep that wire and to sell the copper back in as scrap to hopefully make a little bit of money on their side. But one thing they hate doing is that you have to clean up all that wire. You have to strip it and before they can take it in. But sometimes they may just tell you, oh, you can have all that scrap. So all you need to have, folks, is a box blade, one of these, if I can get it out of my pocket here, one of these strippers, and you can buy these at Lowe's, Home Depot, hardware store. Very, very cheap. For less than 20 bucks you can get started. And hopefully you do have a set of channel locks or a pair of pliers at your house that you can use. That's all you need to get started with these. And before you go and talk to these people, you need to have these in your pocket in case they say, yes, here it is, and you can get started right away. But anyway, it's all it basically is that you take any of the electric wire that they have and you cut, and I'm going to set this down, and you cut around this to get it all clear, slice it down through here, and then you strip off the outer layers. You got 3 wires in here, and you got your black, your white, and then your ground, and it's just covered in paper. Then you take these, and you have to strip all that off of there too. And that's when you take these stripper pliers, you put on there, and you go around that, and it just pops right on off like that. So then you're down to your 3 basic copper wires, and that's what all your electricians are looking for, is just to get all that plastic sheathing off of those and have the copper wires, and then they'll either take that, and or if you're lucky, they'll just say that you can have it. So which is even a better deal. But that's another little tip. Again, every video I always tell you, you gotta knock on the door. That ought to be my mantra. Knock on the door. Knock on the door. That ought to be my go-to deal. But go knock on the doors at your construction sites, if you see any remodeling projects going on in your neighborhood. And again, you don't have to have any licenses, registration, or any of that stuff, no matter where you live. And if you do, well, then you need to move from there and go somewhere else. But it's just another little side hustle. Well, you can make a few bucks, if it depends on how much there is. Now, one of the videos that's going to be coming out, I'm doing young entrepreneurs, and I interviewed a young man from New Mexico, 17, and out there wherever you see these windmills, the big huge windmills they're putting up all over the country and everything, he happened to just stop by one of them because they have those big spools of wire. Now it's not wire like this, it's about that big around, and they have just chunks of it, pieces sitting everywhere. And they said, oh yeah, you can go ahead and take that, just clean it up. It saved them from having to clean it up. So he went through all them different sites, and that's big aluminum wire. He had over 3,000 pounds of that. And of course he had to strip all the plastic sheathing off of it. He had a half a trailer load of that, and he got $1 a pound of scrap. 3,000 pounds. He made 3,000 bucks, 17 years old, on a side hustle. Said it took him about a week just to go through and get all that. The other thing is that they come on those big huge spools wires you've probably seen on the side of the road, or if you drove past some of these where they're building the windmills, you see those huge wooden spools. They asked him if he'd just take those too, and they gave them to him. Well, he took them, he run them down to an auction, and he was getting, I think he had like 30 or 40 of them. He had to stack up on the trailer. Took them to an auction, and he got $30, $40 each for those because people wanted them for tables and stuff like that. So one man's junk is another man's treasure is kind of the basics of this. But back to my deal on the electrical wire, just go and talk, call your electricians too. If you don't have a site that's going on, call any electrician shop and just ask them, hey, can I strip and clean wire for you for a few extra bucks? And worst they can say is no, folks. But again, you gotta knock on the doors. That's what it's all about. So God bless. Have a great day. We'll have some more coming out. Talk to you later.